All right, welcome to the Chopra Show, everyone. I'm Chopra, and in the technologically advanced world that we live in today, many people are unhappy with their lives. In fact, according to Cheryl Turk in the book Alone Together, written in 2011, research portrays Americans as increasingly insecure, isolated, and lonely. Technology has impacted all of our lives, whether we choose to believe so or not. Today, I have three world-renowned psychologists who have done extensive research. Our dependencies on phones and social medias, computers, and cell phones are detrimental to our friendships. Our special guest today will discuss our dependencies that people have on technology, how friendships are collapsing because of them, and our dependencies. Our first guest of today is going to be Dr. Hopkins, who's going to talk to us about our dependencies on technology.
As a society, we are becoming increasingly dependent on technology. In a book written in 2013, The Digital Invasion, two of my colleagues, Sylvia and Archibald Hart, did an interview, and a lot of people they interviewed admitted to, while tethered to their phones, getting into accidents. One person said they chipped a tooth by walking into a pole, and another person showed a bruise on his arm, saying that he just ran into a refrigerator while texting. When people are constantly looking at their phones, they are completely unaware of their surroundings, including to all the stimuli, everything going on in their environment, people talking to them, things like that. When attention is focused on phones, it's really hard to pay attention to anything going on unless there is an immense amount of effort put into multitasking. In an article I read in grad school, Calling and Texting Too Much, written by Jeffrey Hall and Nancy Baim in 2012, as technology becomes increasingly complex, the intensity of our relationship to them amps up. And we all know how much technology can do these days. This is the phone, first phone I ever had 6 years ago, and I was just so excited to have a phone that I could text and call people on. But now we have phones that can do things from browse the internet or FaceTime others. There are almost always new and improved versions of technology coming out, being able to do more than the previous. People will spend hundreds of dollars on new technology when it will be considered old soon and depreciate very quickly. Our reliance increases on technology when they're able to do more things. Personally, before I had navigation on my phone, I don't know how I got anywhere because I'm terrible with directions, and having that has really helped me get to places. People become accustomed to the companionship of their phones, making life with others seem overwhelming. We depend on our phones for so many things, but it's not mutual. Our phones don't depend on us for anything. They're just a thing. And in relationships, it has to be a mutual dependency. We have to be held accountable and be reliable. And this can make relationships with others seem scary.
Thank you, Dr. Hopkins, for sharing your views on technological dependencies. And then next we're going to have Dr. Harper, who's going to discuss the negative effects that technology has on our friendships.
Thank you, Chopra. Friendships are becoming more distant than ever due to Facebook, texting, talking on the phone. It gives a false impression of friendship when it's actually pushing us farther and farther apart from our friends. And this was according to a journal article, Human Need for Technology, written in 2013 by an unknown author. The basis of friendship has changed also. Before, friends were people we trusted, we would go to for companionship and advice. Now, a friend can simply be a Facebook friend that maybe you've met once, and all you do is like their pictures, comment on their statuses, stuff like that. Also, there's no effort required anymore in most friendships. The degree of friendship shouldn't be measured by if they're just a text or a click away, but how much energy and effort is put in by both parties. This was said by Alex Slickerman in The Effects of Technology on Relationships in 2010. Technology is also toxic when spending time together. Usually at least one person is on their phone, whether they're texting someone who's not there, or on Facebook or Twitter. It's impossible to engage in an active conversation when you're always distracted by your phone. These digital connections offer illusions of companionship without the demand of friendship. A friendship based on technology is not a true friendship at all.
Thank you for your insight, Dr. Harper. Now Dr. Berg is going to tell us about some of the negative side effects that other researchers found.
So I have a lot of knowledge because of personal experience and friends that I've had that our friendships have been affected by technology, Facebook, things like that. And although technology can be detrimental to our friendships, they can also do some good. For example, long distance relationships can benefit from having things like Skype or Facebook or a phone. However, there are connections that can be made with more effort put into it and making trips to see these people. And even though these technological advances keep us in touch, there are other options available that we don't have to use technology for. Lawrence Thomas said, "Technology has done wonders for friends staying in contact with each other." In 2009, in his article, "Friends, Friendships, and Technology, an Ominous Sign." Like things for the Air Force, if you go away, or if you're like a foreign exchange student, or if you have a new job and you have to move away and you're not able to be around the people that you want to be around, it's nice to have these things to keep in touch. But if it's really that important to you and your friendships and relationships are really that important to you, you'd make more of an effort to see them instead of just texting or calling every once in a while. And like if you do live close, don't be texting someone if they live like down the road. Like, why don't you just go and hang out with them? Another counter argument as to why technology can actually be helpful is for people who are shy or if they do move to a new town. Hillary Stout says, "Impersonal nature of texting and online communication may make it easier for shy kids to connect to each other." And that was in her article, "Antisocial Networking" in 2010. It helps people connect at first, but later in life it'll be useless because their interpersonal skills and social skills won't be formed. As if they were going to a job interview or something like that, they won't understand how to communicate with someone if they don't have a phone in front of them or being able to type on a keyboard and hide behind it. Technology is disabling kids' opportunities to learn these valued skills. And instead of doing this, they could go out to public places of their own interest and then meet people that way and know that they have the same interests and be able to converse that way instead of always being behind a computer screen. People depend on technology, but there's always a solution that doesn't involve technology and is a more personal form of communication.
Thank you, Dr. Berg, for all of those other viewpoints. Today I was lucky enough to have these three here on my show, and they just showed us how dependent we are on technology. We have become very dependent on them, and it affects not only our friendships, and they were also able to show us all the other arguments in this debate. My good friend Marky Bloomer, who wrote the Couple Family Technology Framework in 2012, puts technology at this: "Technology is a way of organizing the universe so that man doesn't have to experience it."